Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to week 2 of term 4. And it looks as though this is going to be our last week of home learning. So we're so looking forward to having you back in the school next week and being able to carry on our lessons as normal. So with any luck, fingers crossed, this is our last week of home learning and us having to teach you using these videos. But for now, let's focus then on what we're doing this week. So I'll introduce you to the unit of work for English, but before we do that, just to say that with your sounds right this week, you are staying focused on the same sound you looked at last week, which is the h sound. So we looked at 2 different ways of spelling that sound, the H on its own or the WH. So you will use the same grid as you did last week. So please try and find that, dig it out. Hopefully you've got it stuck into a book somewhere. That's the grid that we're referring to on the weekly planner. So that's your sounds right. Our word of the week is a really great adverb, something that I think applies to all of you. The word is eagerly, meaning, so it's an adverb to describe how you do something, and it means when you are really keen or really eager or really enthusiastic to do something. And I think you'll probably work out why I've chosen that as our word of the week as we go through the unit. Okay, so it's a really nice one. We are going to focus on the film Finding Nemo. We're going to look at a tiny little clip from that film, and we're going to explore how the character of Nemo is feeling and how we know how he's feeling what he is. So we're going to be using our inference skills, and we're going to be empathizing with Nemo as a character. So we're going to show all sorts of things that we can understand from just watching this video clip, and prepare it so that on Wednesday you will get to actually write a letter, an informal letter, as if you are Nemo. So you need to really get into his head and understand some of how he's feeling first. So that's what we're focusing on today. So today is Monday, the 1st of March. I'm so pleased to see that it's March already, so spring is coming, that's for sure. So new month, a new week, and we are going to be looking at how characters are feeling, in particular watching the Finding Nemo clip. Before we do that, we have a starter as always. Our starter for today is to look at contractions. So it's a big word, but you know what it means. It simply means when we have 2 words that when we remove a letter or some letters, we can change 2 words into 1 word. So we are contracting it, making it smaller. Instead of 2 words, we turn it into 1 word. So you will understand more when you go onto BBC Bite Size, the video. Watch the video and the activities that go with that. The sort of examples that you use in your writing all the time would be things like I am. You know that instead of the more formal way of saying I am, you could change that to this word here, I'm. And so that's what you will be learning to do in this clip. So it's about how you contract 2 words into 1, and how you use an apostrophe to show where your missing letter or letters should be. Another one that you might have would be something like this: cannot. So that's the formal way of saying I cannot do something. If we're writing informally, which is something that we're doing this week, so on Wednesday when you write your letter, you will be using informal language. That's when you would contract the 2 words and use an apostrophe. So we have can, the apostrophe up in the air, then the T. So we can see that the apostrophe is there instead of these 2 letters here. So have a look at this, remind yourself of what a contraction is, and make sure you understand when you would use a contracted word like can't or I'm, so informal situations, and when you would choose to use the more formal writing of the 2 words. There's your starter. when you've done that, let's enjoy Nemo. Everybody loves a bit of Finding Nemo. If you click on this link, you will find, I think it's about 2 minutes long. It's a really lovely bit where it's Nemo's first day at school. And he's so excited. You'll see what he does, what he says, how he behaves. And he's with his father for this clip. So take a look at it, watch it, think about how Nemo's feeling. Think also about how the father's feeling, because that will help you as well, I think, with your letter that you're going to do on Wednesday when you pretend to be Nemo. You will be writing to your father. And if you can understand a little bit about how Dad is feeling, that might help you even more with your letter. So as you go through, take a look at these questions on the teaching side. What could Nemo be scared or excited about? Have you ever experienced feelings like him? I think you probably have. Maybe when you've gone somewhere new for the first time or joined a new class, perhaps when you came up into year 3 back in September, perhaps even thinking about coming back into school next week. What sort of feelings do you have? There's going to be excitement, there's going to be nerves, there's going to be some anxiety or worried feelings as well. There's going to be a whole heap of emotions. So think about those, and then have a think about how we could reassure people, how we can make them feel better when they have those emotions, because that will also help you with what you're going to be doing on Wednesday. Okay, so has anyone moved schools before? That's something to think about. That will give you some experience to draw upon. So be thinking about all of these things as you watch the video. Watch it through a couple of times, enjoy it, use those brilliant inference skills to be thinking, I know that he's feeling this because of that. You will need to do that because your task today is to complete this sheet. So this sheet is going to be a list of the key events that happens in that short video clip. So it's just what happens in the video clip, not the whole of the Finding Nemo film. So your first key event could be with Nemo waking up and waking up his dad. Then think about what the next event is, then the next event, then the next event. So go back through the video and think about each stage. What's the main bit that happens next? When you've done that and filled in your key event, think about how Nemo is feeling at that point. Why do you think he's feeling it? So there's room there for you to write more than just scared or anxious or excited. I think that you can say why you think that, or why he would be feeling that way. So add in as much detail as you can, although this is just note taking. So please don't worry too much about full sentences. Use bullet points, use phrases, use words, but make sure it makes sense. What's the event? How is Nemo feeling? Okay, so this is what you're doing today. It will help you prepare for what we're doing over the next couple of days with writing a letter. Right, enjoy it. Most of all, enjoy the film, the little video clip, because it's such a gorgeous piece. Think about that word of the week as well, the word eagerly, and see if you can think about why it might be an appropriate word for us to be using this week as our word of the week. Right, have fun with this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.